Jehovah Jireh is an attempt to say Yahuwah Yireh.
Okay.
It means Yahuwah provides. And that's what he does when he calls himself in his function. He associates his name with his function. But it's not that it's a name. The Yireh part isn't a function. Isn't a name. It's a function. It's like what he's doing, And then what he is Elohim. Now that's not a name either. Elohim is not a name. God is what they attempt to translate that idea through.
Right.
But it's not really proper to call him that, though. But it is proper to say he is Elohim. In fact, if you read the covenant, the Ten Commandments,
yes,
he says Yahuwah your Elohim over and over and over. He said in Hebrew that's Yahuwah Eloheinu. That U ending makes it plural possessive. That's what the letter Ua does. It makes it plural possessive. So when you say hallelujah, it's a plural possessive function of that letter. It means all of you praise Yah,
At the Torah Institute, I know that you just moved. Are you doing online teachings? How are people hearing about you?
Well, that's something that we've been hoping for, and that's, of course, going to require expertise and technology and some expense to create. But I think the best place that we can probably launch that from when we get around to it is YouTube. In fact, right now, Torah Institute, if you go to YouTube, you'll see there's quite a few things available now through the efforts of some Australian brothers and sisters. Mark and Amy Davidson in Australia have done a lot of wonderful productions, and they're available now. But I'd like to be able to sit down in front of a camera with a person like yourself, and we could go through some of these strongholds and expose the root of the problems and get right down to the, where the rubber meets the road.
I'd love it. How many people from Israel have you had a chance to talk to? I mean, you have a Torah Institute. You're restoring the lost tribes of Israel. Are you getting a warm reception, or is it mixed?
I haven't really had any real interaction other than one individual who was raised in Israel.
Yes.
Who spoke English fairly well, and he came to see me in person. He wasn't a follower of Yahusha of Nazareth at all, but he was searching. He was raised Orthodox, and he was very devout and pious, and he said he wanted to talk to me. And one of the questions that I asked him, most important one that I thought, was, why is it that the Messiah of Israel isn't widely accepted by the rabbis? And he said it's very simple. He said that they don't understand the name. They said that J-E-S-U-S doesn't have any logical meaning.
Yeah, actually, in my family, in growing up, we grew up Jewish, in a Jewish household, with very little input at all. There was this resistance to the word Jesus, the spelling of it, with anything to do with it, like a fear of it or a resistance to it.
Well, that's natural because even though they may have had a limited exposure to the Hebrew language, the closest thing that the name that the Christians use in the Hebrew sense, if a Hebrew ear hears it, is the horse. He means the, and sus means horse. And that doesn't make a bit of sense. And that's something that the Jesuits did. The Societas Esu is the origin of all that. And then the Esu, the name that they used in the 16th century and the 15th century, they were drawing that from the Hebrew term Yeshu. And Yeshu is an acronym that means Yermak Shemo Uzikro, which means may his name be blotted out. And that comes from the Talmud in reference to the son of Miriam, who they consider to be a bastard, and the descendant of a Roman soldier or something, and they've got it all wrong,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with Lew White. the author of Fossilized Customs, The Pagan Origins of Popular Customs, the founder of the Torah Institute, whose mission is to restore the lost tribes of Israel. Lew White, I'd like to invite you back. This has been almost an hour and a half of very illuminating dialogue. Actually, I've learned a lot listening from you. There's many questions I have. There's many questions audiences will have and will write in about. And I look forward to coming back with those questions and with continued dialogue. If there's anything else you'd like to say, I'd like to give you time to say it, and then I'd like to close the show with you.
Okay. Anything that may have been said in haste, maybe, and if anyone took it in the wrong way, it certainly wasn't intended to be taken in the wrong way. And I love the children of Israel, the ones that know that they're the children and the ones that don't know, because that's what our task is to love our brothers and sisters. And if the Torah doesn't get that message through to our hearts, that we're to love, that's what the Torah does. It teaches us love. And there's no hate at all. There's no hate in us. And all we are trying to do is restore the truth. And when we can restore the truth, then no one can be offended. Who can be offended by what's true?
So I want to thank you for coming to the show, and I want to invite you back.
Well, thank you, Kim. I'm hoping that what we've discussed didn't scare you away too much.
Not at all. Not at all. It was very deep, very broad-based. Even though I read your book, I learned a lot tonight, and I look forward to having you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank the audience as well.